Adobe for the Max office hours. Hey everybody, how do you like that voiceover? I just felt like we needed more Max and more Adobe.
Maxing out your Max to the max. Yeah,
that's it. So welcome to the show. This is Adobe Office Hours. It is a show that we have pre-recorded, but don't like click away. It's going to be a super fun show. We're talking about Adobe Max. And Nick, what are we going to be doing today that involves design?
Ooh, I think it's time for another brand slam, and we've got a good one. It's actually not even a slam. It's more like a, what is it?
It's more of like a brand. We're going to be trying to create some promos and some brand for the Max Bash, the big party that happens at Max. We're going to create a look for that because it doesn't currently have one of its own. So we're going to try to do some promos, some fun stuff. We don't know who's performing it. We don't know what the cadence is, but we're going to make up some stuff, which would be really fun. But it is our Adobe Max special. If you have never been to Adobe Max, Nick, what is Adobe Max? What do we need to know about it?
It is the 3-day extravaganza, either online or in person here in Los Angeles. And it is a ton of great keynotes. It's a ton of great guest speakers. And then it is sessions and workshops that will help you elevate your game. Very much, it's kind of an extended office hours.
It really is. It's like office hours really for 4 days.
They kind of copied us a little bit.
They copied us, honestly. Yes. So you can go to max.adobe.com is the place to be, and that's where you can get all of the info about what is happening at Max. And just quick overviews. It is from the 10th to the 12th. Pre-conference is October 8th and 9th. It is in Los Angeles and online. You can register online and watch most of these sessions online and kind of still be involved with Max, just in a little bit of a different capacity.
Yeah.
Nick, are you watching online?
I'm going to be there live.
Oh, that's right. Nick is going to be there live. Nick, we get to hang out. Yay.
Dude.
It's very rare.
40 students.
Yes.
So you can't miss us.
Yes. All right. Nick and his posse of people, his people posse.
Yes,
all right.
Future designers.
Some things that we can do at Adobe Max. There are a lot of activities. Let's talk first about what's happening online. So I'm just going to click here online, max.adobe.com/max-online. And this is something that you can find your schedule and kind of get involved on free things. Nick, look at this. Max for free?
That's pretty incredible. That's never been the case up until the last 3 years. So
it's true.
And I got to tell you, it is literally kind of the same exact thing. It's just you're in the comfort of your own home. You get to watch all of the incredible live keynotes along with us who will be there live. And then you do get to go in there and pick your sessions. And the online ones are great because I think obviously they're much bigger in audience size, right?
Yep.
There's no limit.
Yep, and right here you can register for the online event. You just have an Adobe ID, you log in, and boom, you'll be registered for the event, which is really cool. When I say Adobe ID, that is just like email account. You don't have to have a membership or anything, just your ID. You can get in there and attend Max online, which is really fun. But if you are going to be there in person, actually, let's talk about speakers. Let's talk about some people to look forward to. Maybe some of our friends that we see here hosting Sneaks. Nick, what is Sneaks? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so Sneaks is literally day 2, and it is a look at everything that the engineers are working on kind of in the background. It's like if you were to go survey all of the people working on the latest and greatest new things that are going to come into our apps, like we've seen with Firefly, or like we've seen with generative AI. We're going to see them kind of in their infancy, which is kind of neat. And it's being hosted by Adam Devine this time, right?
Yes, Adam Devine. It's going to be a really, really fun time. That's my favorite thing to see. Nick, what are some things that we've seen that have come from Sneaks that are now in different places? I know a couple that were recent from last year. What do you got?
I'd say just about almost everything. Any new feature, particularly Adobe Firefly, all the things we're seeing that the way it works in Express, the way it works in Illustrator, the way it works in Photoshop, all those things like generative recolor, by adding text and saying, I want this to look autumn, I want this to look spring neon, that kind of stuff literally came from these fun little like exploratory things that we saw in Sneaks maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Yep. What else? I actually, the one that I'm thinking of is the mockup feature, which we showed in our episode all about beta. There was a mockup feature, and I believe it was called, what did they call it? Vector Edge?
Yeah, or Paper Edge or something.
Yeah, it was
You're
something
right,
like
something
that.
like
And
that.
so that was in Sneaks, and it now is in the beta of Illustrator, which is really cool. So a lot of things that you might see in Sneaks this year may end up in a future release. Sometimes they disappear and you
Yeah.
never hear about them again, but Sneaks is like my favorite thing to see what's on the way.
I gotta say, this is probably going to be the most advanced one or exciting one we'll probably see in a while, because everything they've been showing for the last 2 or 3 years is already out.
Yes.
So it's going to have to be new and mind-blowing stuff. Yeah.
Totally. So some familiar faces here. We've got Aaron Draplin. We love Aaron. We've got the Chris Doe, the one and only.
Oh, Annie Atkins is fantastic.
Yes. Okay. Tell us about Annie Atkins, because this is a super fun talk.
She's got the coolest gig in the world. So she works in film, and she did, I believe, you might know the director's name. He did the Budapest.
Yes. Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson. She gets to do, like, when they walk into a little candy shop or something, she is not only in art direction, but she would do the packaging, the signage, all the graphic design in the movie. And
yes,
like, what a talk. We got to interview her at Max about 3 or 4 years ago. It was awesome.
Yep.
So these are just incredible to see people sharing all of their cool insight.
We've got Halise, one of our Adobe Live regulars. James Bernard, love him. Claudia's going to be there. We love all of these people. All speakers, you can scroll down here, see a whole bunch of people lined up here. If you want to, you can do like a Control F.
She's fantastic.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that's so weird to just like auto scroll down.
God, not that you typed in HOCH.
That's it. Oh, whoa. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I guess my coffee fell onto my computer. So you can register. This is shameless self-promotion. You can register for any of my like 90 things I'm doing at Max. It's going to be a great time. I actually think most of them are almost full now, but if you want to watch online, that would be really great. Design at scale, fast workflows for big projects. That is going to be a lab, and that is all about using variations in Illustrator. Maybe we'll do an episode after, and I'll show you that workshop. Also, you can boost your creativity with AI-powered content creation. I'm going to talk a lot about how to create a good prompt, how to use Adobe Express, and kind of the semiotics of using AI, which is going to be really crazy. Hang out with Michael Fugoso, Wes McDermott, and guys, y'all, guess what Adobe invited me to do? A talk about my Southwest project. So we're going to be a passion project takes flight. I'm going to be talking about Southwest Airlines. It's going to be a great talk. We're going to hang out in the speaker theater in the Central Community Creative Park. If you were there, it's going to be such a fun time. And I'm going to give you the whole process of what goes into finding your dream client and locking them down, putting a ring on it. Okay. Those are a lot of speakers. Nick, events. Let's transition into the fun part, because we are going to do another Max episode next week. If you're watching this week, we are going to talk like in depth about Max and give out recommendations for like the ones that we want to do. But there's a very special event that happens every year at Max. What is that?
Are you talking about Bash, maybe?
Max. Hold on. Wait. Here we go.
There it is.
Max Bash. A double ASMR. Sorry, I just punched my microphone, everybody.
We're getting good at this.
We're getting good at this. We really are. So the Max Bash is one of the best things. And the Max Bash party, drinks, food, and music. Sometimes there is a performer. So I don't know and haven't heard about this year if there is a performer.
Quiet.
It's quiet.
And we've had some years we've had two. We had two last year.
That's true. Yep.
21 Pilots and Steve Aoki, right? It was
so
kind of cool to have both.
What we're going to be doing today is, and I wasn't even on the screen. I'll show you. So you can click right here, go to attend agenda, and then you can see all of the stuff that's going on, including the Max Bash. So what we're going to be doing today for this show is we are going to be creating some branding. We're doing a Max. Ooh, let's do it. This is a Max Slam. I think that's what it is. It's not a brand slam. It's a Max Slam. Perfect. So we're doing a Max Slam, and we are going to be creating some promos and maybe some branding specifically for the Max Bash, because it doesn't have its own thing. It usually is just within the Max branding. So we're going to create some unique stuff for the Max Bash. For the screens, this is Nick's screen.
Hey, I'll put my name on the top. How about that?
Oh, I love that. What a great idea. And this is my screen. So Nick, the difference between Nick and I usually is I leave my outside the artboards white. Nick makes the outside of the artboards gray. If you ever are stressed about which is which, there we go. We'll kind of go back and forth. But we're going to create something that is a promo or branding for the Max Bash today. Kind of walk you through our process of how we do branding or promos. Nick had to pick a good font. I love that. I would have just kept it at Arial.
They're always right in my recent. I know my
true.
last project, it's probably got something good.
So, Nick, let's have you start out and kind of talk about what are your thoughts, where you're going to go, what is your experience with the Max Bash, any good stories?
Some good stories. Oh my gosh. I mean, I gotta say 21 Pilots was probably one of the best live concerts I've ever seen. And
Yes.
I've seen just about everybody. That was fantastic. The thing I love about it is it's everyone, if you haven't gone before and it's your first time, you're so excited about going because you've heard great things about it. Then if you've gone before, which you and I have gone probably multiple times now by now, you're still looking forward to it because it's kind of night 2 and it's right after Sneaks. And it's just food and drink and fun and like just a great time to socialize, network, meet other people. They have tons of incredible like Instagram areas and interactive spots as well, which is kind of cool. So I'm thinking of that whole feeling of it being more than just a party, right? It's kind of like this, and it's not the send off either. It's right in the middle.
Yes.
So I'm trying to get some rationale, and like I was even doing a quick look at Adobe stock, and I'm trying to think of what kind of things are celebration oriented, kind of get some inspiration from other things out there. But I do want to give it, its own look and feel for sure.
So something cool that I like to do in my process is I've started using Firefly to like get inspiration and kind of get the vibe to see if what I'm thinking is going to be a viable idea. It helps me with, I get to skip over some of the experimentation phase. So I can get a viable idea and then I can get into my process. And so what I want to do is I want to do like punk rock promo poster, high contrast, and I'm just throwing out like the keywords that are in my brain. Maybe black and white, and maybe we want to do like a little printed. Let's do printed and see if that helps at all. So we're gonna type this in and we're just gonna get some inspiration here from Adobe Firefly. I know that I want it to be portrait, and let's see what happens here.
Ooh, what'd you get? Hey.
Ooh, okay, cool. So it is pulling a lot of the like words in, which I don't want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do style here and see if that helps me. So that may take off the text, and it does matter what order you put things in when you're using Adobe Firefly, right? So it already has given a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move this to the end, and then I'm going to put some commas. Using commas helps you to generate things that are specific. So high contrast, let's do black and white printed punk rock style. So that's going to help separate those, and you'll see that we can refine this prompt as we go through to create something that is a little more on brand for what I want. There we go. Yeah. So I actually love this kind of vibe here. So I'm actually going to use something like this.
That's fun. For
my inspiration. And I actually really like what's happening at the bottom here with this kind of loopiness. Nick, what are you doing over there?
Yeah. So I want to go into this urban spray paint party graphics kind of vibe. The first thing I think about is like, when you see like someone has like a stencil and it's spray painted and then it leaves the imprint of the logo or something.
Yes.
I want to do that in like a pure white for the Bash logo, but I want a background that's something cool and hip and maybe kind of in this zone like this one here. I think this one's kind of fun. It has a vibrant kind of vibe to it as well. I think just experimenting, like you said. I think Paul put out a really cool PDF on his Twitter today about Adobe Firefly prompts. It was like a PDF.
Yes.
I think that might be worth taking a look at. If any of you are following Paul Tranny on Twitter, he just put it out today. So I'm anxious to see what that is, because we're learning. Like, it's the same way the machine's learning. We're learning how to write the prompts better, right?
And that's what I literally was reading that like before this stream. I was reading that. And
yeah.
I was like, dang, this is really good information.
So I'm adding I added confetti to this. I'm thinking maybe it just needs. Let's see. Because I spelled confetti wrong, probably.
I love anytime I see unsupported language, I'm like, Firefly supports a lot of languages, and I'm not trying anything crazy, so I probably spelled something really wrong.
That's probably it. And it's like, nope, not going to show you because that could be bad. Let's see if we get a little bit something a little more party vibe. I think confetti could help probably add a little bit more dynamic look to it. Let's see. It is still generating. Oh, okay,
Oh
cool.
yeah, those colors
Yeah,
are really fun.
ooh, both of these. I think I like this one here, so I'm just gonna take that one and probably let's download that one and see how that one looks. So we're gonna go here and download. And I'm glad you brought it up. These are, I'm still trying to get used to this idea of going to AI first for some fun inspiration that I feel it's a little bit different than going to typical ways that we get our influence or our inspiration, right?
Yep.
I really
Okay,
like that.
so I'm over here and I want to kind of replicate this. I love it's very like Ninja Turtles to me. And I actually am not crazy about this font, but there is one, and I'm trying to think of what it's called. And it's like it's the font that they used for a game called Guacamelee.
Ooh.
And I'm trying to remember what it's called. Okay, I'm gonna go to your screen because I'm gonna do some research. I know exactly what I want in my brain.
Yeah.
So also, chat, if you haven't played Guacamelee, this is completely side thing, but if you haven't played Guacamelee, it is really, really fun.
So I'm looking for that stencil font that I feel, these are tough because sometimes they get like this where I think it's readable, but it could get lost if when you reverse it out. But I do like the grit of that. Let's see, we've got a few other ones here. These are just the ones that I currently have in the system. I think I'm going to go with that one and see if it works. So I'm going to go here. And this is Burn Baby Stencil. Perfect. I'm going to do my best to be the Andrew designer this time.
Oh, wow. Oh, this is
I want to go. I want to go rebellious and I want to do something different. Like, it's like, you know, we all have our typical kind of way of approaching certain things, right?
Yep.
You know?
So, yeah. And, okay, I'm just going to... This font is perfect. I went to fonts.adobe.com to try to find something.
Yeah.
And Mudstone Sans, I have never seen this, but it is perfection.
Oh.
This is
I like it because
amazing.
it's a little more friendlier than the stuff that was in your the one that you had.
Yes,
right?
yeah, it's a little just like wonky and weird, and yeah. I love that. And so I'm going to Mudstone Sans. It should sync automatically to Adobe Illustrator. And let's see if it's in here. I have my filters turned on. Let me turn those off.
Well, that's weird. This is like grouped
Clear
together.
filters.
So here. Do this. Command 8.
Mud.
Down.
There it is.
Whoops.
Oh, that's perfect. Oh, I love this. All right, so we're going to do Max Bash. I have my pixel preview turned on. I don't know why it's automatically turned on all the time. I did something to my Illustrator and can't fix it. But we're going to do this, and then I'm going to use some 3D tools to kind of get this look. I'm going to go first to Effect, Warp, and we are going to do Arc, but we're going to do just a little bit, just like a little 10-piece arc. I think that looks pretty good. Oh, let's do a little bit. Let's do 20. Oh, not 100, 20. There we go. And then I'm going to add some dimension to this, and then I'm going to auto trace it, which it's called image trace now. Sorry. Gosh, throwback. We're going to go to Windows and Materials, and I'm going to do extrude and bevel. And I'm going to set all of my settings just to front. So from here, I'm going to increase the perspective, and that's going to give me some really cool perspective on these letters to really feel like they're getting like pulled out into a different zone.
There you go.
Let's rotate by 1. And then why can't I grab the perspective?
What?
Nick, what's happening? I'm so interested.
Let's see.
Can't change my perspective. There we go. That's what I want.
Oh,
there we go. I need to turn on a bevel. So let's turn the bevel off and see if we can keep perspective. All right, there we go. It was just glitching a little bit. So keep the perspective all the way down. Yeah, it's already looking pretty cool and where I want it. I'm going to go into materials real quick and see what I have for materials. Rock, I think, is where I want to go with this.
Awesome.
So let's click on rock. It is going to apply that. And while it does that, Nick's going.
I'm trying to get, I looked at the H and I wanted to add an exclamation mark, and I thought, why not, instead of this piece here, we're going to actually make an exclamation mark as the second half of the H and basically incorporate it in there. I don't want anything too much bigger. So
oh, that's really cool, actually.
I think we've got a little area where I've got to slice between these two to make them separate. There we go. All
And while Nick
right.
does that, I do have my 3D stone on here. So you can see it's got a nice little stone texture. I'm going to go to Object, and I'm going to go to Rasterize. And we're just going to rasterize this. And that way I have an image that I can come in here. And then I have a halftone image trace that I keep. This is just something that's like super crushy on the contrast. So there we go. We've got this nice crushed contrast. And I do want to make it a lot darker. So I can open up my settings. And then I'm going to just increase the threshold so that I get some really nice kind of crushed out. Yeah. So I do want to keep some texture on the background.
Yeah.
See if we can find a middle ground. Okay, here's what I'm going to do actually. I'm going to do a couple different versions of this so I can layer in. So I'm going to do the first one super, super light, right? This is just going to be the top texture. And from there, I'm going to copy and then paste in place and then do another one that's a little bit darker. And then same thing. So we're going to do 3 of these. There's going to be so many anchor points that are about to happen. I'm stressed.
Anchor points.
Oh, rest in peace, anchor points. Okay, cool. So we've got our 3 layers. And what I'm going to do is I am going to just expand all of these. This is where it gets crazy. So we're going to expand 1. This is going to be our lightest color. So maybe let's do like kind of just, let's do white on this. And I'm actually going to put a color background. I like this pink, so I'm going to do the pink. So that is our lightest color, and then we are going to just lock that. Then our next one down, we're going to expand. This will be our darkest color. Or I think I'm going opposite way, but let's keep it going here and see what happens. I am. Okay, so I'm going the opposite way. So let's do the background in this kind of dark blue that I really liked. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Wait for it. Please hold. Expand. Got it. That's our lightest. Okay. So I've got... Oh, I locked it. That's why I couldn't do anything. All right. So we got the darkest here. We'll send that to the back. Then we have one more that's a little bit lighter. That is going to be... One of these. Oh, let's do this yellow. Cool. And then our top level is just the texture. Let me see if I can grab that. Is right here, and that is just going to be white. All right, send this one back. Yeah, cool.
Oh, that looks great, dude.
Right? Not mad about it. What you got over there, Nick? Thank you.
So I'm trying to get this little guy here. Ungroup. I'll take this. Let's see. Ungroup. And then get rid of that. There we go. I want to get like a cool rough square that kind of feels the same way this is for like kind of the torn paper idea. So let's get rid of that. Let's see. Do I need anything in here? I'd love to see if this type has a asterisk. Oh, yes, it does.
Nick is so excited. We found it. We got it here.
I like this idea. Yeah. Oh, when a font has those things that you want to use.
Like the extra little pieces? Like, yes.
Oh, yeah. Even if it's just a comma or a period, sometimes that's always the case to go here. Yep. So I'm outlining it. So I've got everything here. I think if I take this and turn it and then maybe expand it a little bit here, that's going to be about the right size. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this and unify it together. So I'm actually going to unite in Pathfinder, and that gives everything. I had a few little extras in there that I wanted to do. Then I'm going to hit Command 8, and what that does is compound paths it, right?
Yep.
That's kind of number 1. And if I make this white for now, I can kind of just see how this looks over it. Oh, yes, this is what I wanted. This is it. Okay. So let's angle it a little bit more, give it a little more attitude, fit it in there a little bit. This can come maybe a little bit more down here. I think that fits good. And now what I'm going to do is I'm sending it to back. And with that and the front open like that or selected, I go over here to Pathfinder and I'm going to do minus back. So not only do I have that, but it's actually cut a window through it. So when I put it here, you can see what it's done. It actually has a transparency.
Oh, that's really cool.
So, but here's what I can do. I can actually, I'm going to actually go, let's see, if we're painting, if this goes on and it's supposedly spray painted white, I think what I've got to do is put a color let's give myself a color that I can put behind Bash, and I can change it very easily. So I'm just going to do this. Anchor points. There we go. And let's see. Let's find a... We can try just that white for now and see what happens. So send it to back there. And let's get this over here to the front. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Cool. And then if I want, because this is a color behind it, if I take the black here and give myself a effect and do the drop shadow, this should show, yeah, there it is. So you can see how it's showing on the white behind it. So it gives that idea, but I think we went a little bit too, let's see, the blur's a little bit big. So I'm at 0.09. I'll try 0.05, 0.05, 0.05. Always hit your tab button, and what that does is it cycles through. So you stay on the dialog box, this box stays open. But let's see, I think we can go a bit darker. So I'm gonna go try 85, hit tab again, and you'll see the new results. And I think that kind of works. There we go.
Sweet. And I'm over here. I just did some layering on my type, and I think that I've landed like pretty much where I want. I am gonna put a stroke of this blue on the outside of that white type, just to give us something that is a little bit interesting to kind of tie it all together. And I love the like offsetness of some of these things. Like I think it's giving a really cool offset to do that on the edge. And maybe actually let's add like a texture brush on this, on the edge.
Nice. Let's see, this needs
to go up here and let's just grab a brush. You can come in here and open brush library. And I think there are a lot of bristle brushes, which is where I want to go. And let's do, I don't think I do want a bristle brush. Let's see here.
I do want a bristle brush.
I know, I got excited and then I didn't like it. Vector grunge. There we go. I've got some grunge ones. Yeah. All right, let's apply the grunge. Give it a 0.4, really, really thin. Let's go even thinner, 0.2.
Can you do that?
There's no rules.
There's no rules here, guys. There's no rules. Yeah, I think this works better.
All right, 0.1's good. Sweet. All right, looks good for me on that edge right there. Let's go ahead and align this pink to our whole design. And Nick, you've got variations going on over there?
I'm trying. I don't know. Let's see how the logo looks on its own here. Oh, there we go. I think we are way heavy on that drop shadow. So go back there. You could just double click on appearance over here. Double click on your drop shadow and you'll get everything you need. Let's do 0.02. Much better. And then we'll go 75 again there. All right. Man, sometimes that just the slightest hint of the drop shadow is all you really need. I think going too much really takes it to a whole other area.
Yep.
And it like distorts. So let's try some of these. Oh, I love that color.
Yeah, so I'm going to grab some of the pieces here that I see on the Adobe Max website. And I'm just going to copy and paste them into Photoshop. And then I'm going to like start crushing them down so I can get some like really cool effects on it. And I'm just going to add a threshold layer here. And threshold is going to give me this really cool kind of zippy zap look.
Zippy zap.
Official term, zippy zap. And I'm just going to copy and paste that into Illustrator over here. And maybe this is where I can multiply down and start to get some really cool effects.
So you're just fine. Oh, there you go. Like that idea.
And then I might want to like pop out some of these people. And so I can just use the pen tool to roughly go around this edge to create this little kind of cut paper effect. Also, if you're ever using the pen tool and you're having trouble, you're having trouble with it looking a little weird or covering what you're drawing on, right? So I'm trying to draw on this guy, and as I start drawing, it's starting to cover it. Here's a little hack. While you're drawing, hit Shift X, and it will switch it to a stroke. And so now you can go around without covering your subject and see what you're actually doing. And then once you're done, Shift X to switch it back. Super easy.
Perfect, dude.
All right, while I trace these, we'll come over to you. What are you doing, Nick?
I'm gonna build a little banner or a little ad for it. Like let's see if it works in the real world. So I found a cool spot, like cool little image I found of these people at Bash last year. Bring this up close here. I like this idea. What's a good headline? Let's see. Party all night long.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do this for a couple other images there.
There we are. Cool.
Person.
Let's find.
I love when Nick and I are working on things and it starts to get quiet.
It's just whispering.
It's just whispers.
Let's
We're
find
focused.
this. And we need this one. All right, let's see what we got here.
And something that I can do, I'm working over here. Something that I can do is I can start to incorporate some of these colors. So instead of having it be kind of this black look, I'm just going to image trace this real quick with my halftone, and it'll give me like really nice kind of pieces. Why is it not? That's selected, expand. Oh, it just was that good. I was like, why is it not tracing? And I was like, oh no, it's traced. It was just that good. So I can start incorporating some of these dark blues that I really like. But if I do it directly on the image, it's probably not going to look great. So it's giving some like weird edges here. I like to take it into Photoshop first and then bring it in and auto trace, because I think that the threshold in Photoshop does a little bit of a better job at getting kind of the pieces that I want.
Ah, there you go. Let's see. When is it? There it is. 7 p.m. on October 11th. Okay.
Oh, that's probably important information to have on a promo for the thing.
Yep.
Put the stuff on the thing.
Yep. On the thing. Gotta have the info.
Back here. So you can see now the threshold is a little bit better. And when I do my little halftone auto trace, it's a lot better. So we are going to expand that, and I'm going to make that this nice little blue. Shrink it down. Maybe that one goes up here. And then this one, again, I'm going to focus on the people, I think, with my design.
Party all the time. Party all the time. Why is that song in my mind now?
Nick's out here getting us a copyright strike.
Oh, I know. Sorry, guys. Let's see.
Yeah, if Office Hours suddenly goes down as unavailable, it's because Nick has
it was Nick.
Been sued by Universal Music Group. That's
and Eddie Murphy.
And Eddie Murphy, that's it.
Party all the time.
Sweet. Okay, I'm not mad about how this is turning out. And as you can see, we talk about Firefly being like a creative co-pilot. I think that like this is kind of showing what that is it's inspiration for what I'm doing, but not like the final thing. Like I can't just take this skull and be like, it's done. But it is serving as really good inspiration for what I want to create for the Max Bash.
Yeah.
I like this yellow a lot. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and just select one of these yellows and then eyedropper in this brighter yellow. I think that's a little bit better. Yeah, that's way better. You know what? Let's make one of these people that yellow. See if that works. Get our expanded color treatment going. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I'm not mad about it. What were the details that you have?
Oh, it is October 11th, 7 through 10. 7
right.
p.m. through 10 p.m.
Cool.
Yeah, so let's see. We've got here food, drinks, friends, and live.
October 10th. Also, this is going to kill me. Can you lock your contextual toolbar
11th.
somewhere?
Yeah.
Do you know how to do that? Okay.
You click here, right?
Yes. It like stresses me out when people don't have it locked because it always covers something that I'm working on. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed.
So how do you, let's see, if you move it,
yep.
You click here.
And then pin.
Let's see.
Wait.
I'm not getting pin.
Hold on.
I'm not getting pin.
I'm so confused. Oh, you're in the beta. That's why. Nick, why are you in the beta?
Oh, that's right. I have it.
Nick, okay.
As a habit, I keep going to this one. I do have the new one.
You're fine. Okay. Okay. Can you? Oh, gosh, Nick, can you save and not be in the beta? Just cross it over. I get too nervous.
I can save this and reopen it in the other one.
Do that. That would make my nerves feel a lot better.
Oh, Max Bash.
All right, and I'm gonna keep here on
desktop.
My text.
There we go. All right, cool.
And I'm gonna put this one in the blue here, and then put a nice little cutout shape over it.
That's a fun shape.
Right? So I like doing this and like having the cut paper and then having a little bit of overlay on the edge just so it doesn't, like, it cuts off just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm into this. I'm also going to drop a paper texture over the whole thing. And I'm, again, going to use Firefly for that. Firefly does really good paper texture. So high contrast, paper, texture, crumpled. Ba ba da ba ba ba. Da, 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 da. Nick's gonna make a water bottle. All right, so we got some really good crinkled paper textures here. I'm just gonna copy, and I'm just gonna paste this over my image. Shrink it down a bit, and let's do multiply. A little bit. Let's do soft light. I think soft light looks pretty cool. I'm gonna take it down to like 80% here. There we go. And let's do 8.5 by 11. Right here. Make clipping mask. Yeah. All right, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere, Nick. We got like 20 minutes left. Nick is making cool stuff. Oh. Nick, are you about to try to use the mockup feature that's only in the beta that you just closed? I can't.
Wait, are you kidding me? It's not in. Oh, they didn't put it in there yet.
No, it's not. Okay, can you?
I can mimic it.
Okay.
I can mimic it.
Yeah, let's mimic it just to be safe. I get nervous because yeah, I just get nervous. Gosh.
I got you.
Okay. Right. So
how quickly? I'm just gonna make a quick one here. There we go. This will take 5 seconds. I'm just gonna make a mask.
So I'm gonna put my texture on a different layer. I don't know what. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna put my texture on a different layer. I have it locked right now, but it still is sampling colors, which I don't want it to do. So I'm gonna do a texture layer, and then that way I will be able to send to current layer, turn that off, and then I can put my texture back on at the end because I want to be able to sample the yellow.
There
we go.
Multiply.
Nice.
Look at that. Who needs a mock-up tool? Come on.
Who needs a mock-up tool? Oh, Nick. My blood pressure's not ready.
Have some fun with it. That's hilarious.
Okay, I hate all the things I'm doing with this.
How about...
Chad, do you ever have those problems where, like, the problem where you like start working on stuff and you're like, this is gonna be awesome, and then you get into it and you're like, I hate it.
Dude, it's every project you work on.
Project, it really is. It really is. Okay, I'm gonna start another concept. This is literally my process. Is like, I give up. I like tried the idea, and the idea isn't just interesting to me. So I'm gonna try a different concept and see what happens. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set my color palette, and this is a little hack to set a color palette. Is we're gonna select one, and then we're gonna make 5 boxes. So just Control D to make a transform again. There we go. I'm gonna select all these, go to object. I'm gonna go to recolor, edit, recolor, and click on blend horizontally, and it will give me 5 colors. Then I can just grab all these colors, go to edit color, and then do generative recolor. So generative recolor, I'm going to do maybe like trippy, weird 70s hippie. Let's see what happens. Ooh, I like the psychedelic kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I like this one a lot. Okay, so we're gonna use these colors right here. And now I have my color palette set. Let's go ahead and do this. So this is my favorite way to do like weird trippy stuff, is to create stripes. So we're just holding Alt or Option to make copies, and then Control D to make a bunch of copies. Actually, I'm only going to do 5 because I want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. I'm going to set a color to each one of these. And then just duplicate. This is going to be so cool. All the way across my artboard. And then what I do is I'm going to use some of these weird like crystallizing tools. If you haven't ever used these, they are right here underneath the width tool. And so we're going to use the wrinkle tool first, and I can click and drag, and it's going to start to give me just like weird wrinkles on some of these shapes.
Oh, yeah. Those are some cool ones, man. I like using those little things. I don't think a lot of people know, like, they're in there.
Yep.
Zigzag.
Yeah, so we're going to use the
roughen.
twirl one, and this one gets you really cool psychedelic. So I'm kind of just like circling around in this and kind of creating these weird psychedelics. And the more you hold it on there, the more it will twist. And so some of these areas that I want to kind of go together, we can just twist. And I'm just clicking and holding, and it's really twisting all of this together into something interesting. Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet. And then I can go in and start using things like the wrinkle tool, and it's going to wrinkle out these edges for me. I'm just kind of clicking and dragging over here, and you'll see it's going to give me a ton of anchor points, but it is going to wrinkle out these edges. And you can see it there really well. It's wrinkling those edges. Yeah, wrinkled.
Cool. I like the little offset of the white in there.
Nick, you're making patterns?
Yeah. So here's all I did. I found a way to kind of take the logo, have it in all different angles, both upside down, right, left, or whatever. And I added that gray that we've been using a little bit too. So I've got the 3 colors. I figured that would be helpful. And the best way to do this is literally just go to Object and Pattern, Make. And what it's going to do is try to figure out the best solution for you. But you can see it's kind of not exactly working too well. So I'm going to go into Grid here and mess around with the brick by row. You can move around and try different column shakes like this. But what's neat is you can actually go into this sample here and move things around, and you'll see how they adapt to the entire thing. So I can even rotate this because it looks like it could take a little bit more space. So notice how it's changing it throughout the entire thing as I mess around. Maybe this can go a little bit bigger. You can go right to the edges because it's tiling, you know, it's kind of, you want to make sure it has this kind of like no big white space gaps. And that looks pretty cool. That's kind of starting something good there. I can actually make the spacing a little less. So this is 3.5. So I'll do 3.3 and I'll do 2.6. And that got it even tighter. Look at that. That looks great. So you just hit done. And what that does now is I have it in my palette. And this is this cool little pattern. But let's say you're here and you're like, whoa, the scale is way too big on this one, right? Just drag this out. And what you get is the seamless pattern that's masked. And you could just make this much smaller in scale. And the same thing, now you just put that back into your pattern swatch. And now watch this. There you go. So I have a totally different scale at the same time. So you can use that same swatch, do as many different kinds as you can. And again, like I think this works. That it feels like it's like the old like propaganda pictures and like kind of like rebellious. Yes. We're both in that zone of kind of like rebellious like rock posters, but of different eras.
Yes,
I'd say,
I don't know where I am currently, by the way. I've moved on to a whole new thing. Twice with what 10 minutes left in the stream. That's very on brand for me, though.
That's how we do it here. That's how we do it. I love it.
It really is. Okay, so I have picked new colors and am going in a new direction. I really like just what's happening with this like color scheme, and I really like this type a lot. And so I think that I want to have what do I want? I want brush strokes. That's what I want. I just want to put brush strokes on this.
There you go.
Don't laugh. Nick knows I'm copping out. Nick's like, Andrew, you should actually try. And I'm like, I can't do it. My brain is broken.
Let's see. I'm trying to think, there's always a trend or a vibe for sneaks, right? They've done like the surfer thing back in the day. They did the 90s kind of like Saved by the Bell thing one year. That was really cool.
Yes.
That was a good one. I'm trying to think, like trying to guess what they might do. Like, is it cyber punk neon visuals? Let's see what we get here. Come on, Firefly. I feel like I'm pulling the lever on a slot machine.
Come on. Good results.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Now that one looks like this person's ready to go party at bash here. Let's do party vibe. Let's see what happens. It's funny how it always brings a person in first. Like you don't even ask for it, and it's like, yeah, there you go.
Oh, you want a person?
Oh, this is great. It always brings a person in, particularly maybe because Cyberpunk is so. Can you put no people, or does that?
I don't know. Actually, try it.
No people. Oops, I need a space. Generate. There we go.
So I'm using Adobe Stock. Oops, that's your screen. Sorry. I'm gonna use Adobe Stock to get some like accents. Interesting.
It added people.
Yes.
I like this, but I like that. That's a party right there.
I'm trying to think. There's a way to like have it not do things, but I don't remember what it is.
We're gonna do a
doing here. Let's do.
You inspired me. I'm gonna do a second one.
So there's a style in the 90s called the Carolina style. I think that it's called, is it Carolina style?
That sounds really familiar.
Memphis. It's Memphis.
Ah, there you go.
I knew it was one of those. It's called the Memphis style, and Memphis style was like a 90s trend. And let me show you all what I mean by this. It's pretty recognizable. Memphis style. So it's this kind of stuff. So lots of 90s, like this is what the Memphis style is. Super 90s. I accidentally found this though, and this is awesome. So I'm going to license this, please. It is a PSD, and I'm going to use this for my type. And y'all, with 9 minutes left, Andrew's got his direction, and he's going to make it so good. You got to do stuff wrong until you get it right. That's really how it works sometimes.
That's really it. You're
right. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to open up that file that I just got, which was good inspiration for me. And we are going to use it as kind of the basis for what I want to do on my design. Gosh, those really weird windows. Got me stressed. Okay. Oh. All right, let's overlay this right there. Cool. And I'm going to put this in a clipping mask. It's going to be good. All right, we're going to clipping mask. I do want all of it to be.
It's going to be May.
Okay, I knew it. You stopped talking for a second and paused, and I was like, I don't even know if I want to let you finish what's about to happen. I'll let you embarrass yourself. It's fine. All right. So I got this. Here's what I want to do. I want to try to take some of these pieces and like spell out Max Bash. Right? Like in here.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't know if that's viable. Oh, what am I getting myself into? Okay, let's do this. I'm just going to create a brush with one of these, and then maybe that's where we go with it. So I'm going to delete and kind of erase a lot of these pieces using the eraser tool. There we go. So now I just have this one piece. I can paste this and we'll make it black. And then I'm going to rotate and make a new brush that is a calligraphic brush. Yes. Nope. I need an art brush, I think. Art brush. Okay. Got it. So now if I'm going to kind of type out Max and do something like this, let's actually go from up here. I think if I apply this brush that I just created. Yeah. Okay, this is going to be cool. I'm not mad about it.
Gradient.
Right? We're matching the style pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nick, what are you doing with gradients?
What are you doing? Here's my new one that I'm trying to figure out here. Cancel. This is one of those fonts I've had forever, and I can't find anything to use it for. It's just one of those cool, like, it's a bit out there, but it feels like readable.
Oh, that's weird, but good.
You know? So, and then I just put in a gradient overlay over my image. I'm going to bring the image down a bit here. That kind of works. And then I just thought, like, maybe this could be a fun little social media post. Let's make it a little bit bigger and square it off inside there. How are we doing on time?
Uh, it's happening. There's time that's happening. We got 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. Let's see what happens if we just take this guy. Good. All right, cool. Here, let's take the drop off.
We're in the whisper zone, y'all.
I know. You know what's happening. A lot of thought right now.
I know.
Craziness.
And I'm kind of into where mine's going. And so I'm trying to like scramble to get it done. And chat, for you, check it out. It's looking kind of cool. Right?
Yeah.
This is not bad.
Ooh. So that's got to be...
As we like to say in the game, I don't hate it. Let's go.
Oh, there we go. Max. Speed. That.
Oh, and the H is going to be so easy. I don't even have to try.
I love that you get these great color like ideas just from some of the Firefly stuff. You know?
Firefly in stock is like so good for inspiration.
Yeah. That's what I wanted. Something like that. All right, cool. So let's see. Bash should be bigger. And then find that spot where nothing. Let's see. Nope. Trying to get these to... Yeah, you and I are doing the exact...
B, right? Yeah, we're like
thing.
scrambling with like 3 minutes. How do you make a B? There, here, there.
You could do like a lowercase version. You know, like sometimes when you have the mixed lowercase and uppercase. If an uppercase is too hard.
It just like goes all the way through, and then this would just cut. Let's do that. Oh, I'm not mad about that. Ooh, and let's do the H that way too, so that we have some consistency. Yeah. Okay. I love it. I'm not mad. I did it, chat. I'm a creative professional. And Nick, I think I've been on my screen for a while, so let's take a look at your screen. What do you got over there?
Yeah, I was trying to do something unique and cool too with this, like this kind of vibe, like that fractured kind of shattered in the back. And all it is just the same thing. So basically what I did was I took this, copied it, paste behind. So now there's an exact duplicate behind it. And then with effect, I went to roughen and basically, and let's see, ooh, what if we smooth? Ooh, that looks a little bit better. So I smoothed it out. Looks good. And then all I did was kind of drop the opacity to the point where it just still has that kind of like, there you go. That's what I wanted. Yeah.
Until it's done.
Yeah. Send it.
Send it. Okay, so what I'm going to do to cheat is I have my type here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw around my type in like a box and make sure that like nothing's getting covered. Why did my type needs to be a completely, hold on. My type needs to be a different color.
Please hold.
Andrew, pull it together. You have 3 minutes. Andrew, you have 2 minutes
left.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
Hold on. No, I got it. No stress. All right, so we're gonna go
speed. We should call this speed bash.
Right? Okay, so then all I need to do is apply my brush here. Yep, that's fine. Let's go ahead and scale it up. And then I'm going to expand. I'm going to make it the background color. I need to do 2 things here. Okay, I need to fill it. Okay, hold on. Oh, chat. Oh my goodness. I'm so stressed. Okay, here we go. Like this? Yes. And then we are going to expand. We're going to make it the background color. Oh, chat. Here we go. And then I'm just going to pull it in. There we go. And then this all goes into that. Boom. It is not bad.
Dude, okay. I really like it. The colors look great.
The colors look great. That's all I got here. So, all right, Nick, what do you got? You got like 4 great ideas. I'm so proud of you.
Just I make one thing and I duplicate it a lot of times.
It's great. So Nick has some awesome stuff. I got 2 ideas that are kind of okay. But
Adobe,
that is...
come and take them. Take them.
Max
Up
Bash,
for
let's do it.
grabs.
Yes. So thanks for joining us. We will
let's
be
do
back
it.
next week for everything you need to know about Max. It'll be a lot more in depth, looking at sessions that we recommend and the things that you need to know. Until then, we will see you another time for another episode of Adobe Office Hours. Be sure to tune in to Adobe Live tomorrow morning. I'll be doing a very special announcement for all of you. So tune in tomorrow morning, and I'll see you there. Bye.
Bye.